I was a victim and a survivor of 2013 incident. Many of my friends and young boys and cousins whom I have tried my level best to nurture and bring up were murdered.
Hello guys, welcome to Alvin Media, and of course I'm your host Tiem. Thank you very much for your support and the way you are really doing it. We are happy about it and we thank you very much. Our guest today is Honorable Kech Tiem. He is here with us, and we would also love us to have some conversation with him on his journey. He got an accident. We never knew what happened. We want him to be open with you about to us with that, and his journey through in a basketball team. He was once a player in South Sudanese national team basketball. He also played for Bill Farm Warriors basketball team. Yeah, all those things. So welcome, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah, you're very much welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us actually, how are you feeling right now?
I'm now feeling better than before.
Okay.
You know, I got car accident last year, April 18.
Yeah. We were informed.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were on a convoy heading to Longshuk County. It was a peace mission. We were to go to Longshuk, and then after Longshuk, we can cross over to Maban County. And before we reach Gwelguk, the car I was in was hit from behind by one of the car within the convoy. And then the car overturned, and I fall with my neck. So I got 2 fractures on my neck. I was taken to Juba. I lifted to Juba, and after 1 day again I was brought to Nairobi for treatment. I stayed there for some months. After feeling a bit okay, I went back to South Sudan, tried to do my duties, but I was unable to carry out my duties because I was not unwell. Yeah. I was unwell. Yeah. So I was given another chance to go for further medication. Yeah. And then went to India recently. After that treatment, that is when I feel better than before. As we speak now, I'm far better than those days. So I can generally say I'm okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm okay now.
So, because it seemed like you don't understand how can a car from behind hit the same car in the same convoy. Was it like a setup of carelessness from drivers?
Literally, it is so complex, even to say it was a setup or not, because the car behind us attempted to knock our car like 3 times. We were all aware that the driver behind us was not driving in a good way. I personally talked to one of the responsible person in the car before the accident. I told him, you talk to the driver, because he almost hit us, like he missed us twice now. And then that person responded also that he also tried to talk to you, that you are driving badly, so please don't overspeed. Unfortunately, the driver did not listen to the advice. I also talked to the driver who was driving us. Yeah. Even in our car, I asked him to allow the car behind us to go in front.
Fast, yeah.
Yeah, to fast, allow the car to go. And then the driver responded that it is a protocol that put us here. So from there, I don't have another option, because we were in the convoy, and that within the convoy we were having our boss, the deputy governor, with us. So we were following the deputy governor. And within the car also with the advisor for security affairs, senior than me. So there's nothing else I can do. I just fasten my seatbelt very tight, and then we went on. It did not took us 30 minutes. The car was hit from behind. So it is not sure whether it is set up or not. I cannot say it is a setup, and I can't say it wasn't set up, because the car tried to hit us like more than 3 times.
More than 3 times.
So maybe it is a carelessness from the driver.
Yeah.
Maybe the driver was on drug. That's what I can put it.
And there was no any further investigation taken?
I was told that the driver was taken for investigation, and there was no good evidence that were presented to us. I was looking for those evidence, surely, because I wanted to know what was the motive behind that, and why the driver was driving like that. So the stories I heard about the driver was that he used to drive military cars. He was actually a military guy, a soldier, who also have the story of driving carelessly. He used to drive while drunk. That's what I heard. So that there are no much evidence and investigation information that I have as for now.
Okay. Sorry about that. It will be okay. I can see you.
Yeah, I'm well.
Yeah, that's no problem. Now on your journey, basketball, you were a basketball player and you were very good. Yeah?
Yes.
Share to us your journey in basketball team. It was really a struggle, but eventually you opted to go to the and leave your talent by. So what is your motive?
Yeah. Again, my journey in basketball was long and tough. It started a long time ago while I was in Ethiopia, in Fonyodu refugee camp. It started as a joke, as a fun, when I fall in love with the game played by big, tall guys. Then I said, I think this game is good for me, since I was growing taller. So I feel like, I think I can try this game. Then I joined the game. I play, but it wasn't that good until when I came to Kakuma. In Kakuma, that was when I was trained, like officially trained as a player, as a basketball player, by one of the coach called Coach Brano, an Ethiopian national who was by then a refugee with us. He used to train young people in the camp. So I attended that training in 2004, and immediately after the training, my 2 very good friends from my community took me from the coach because they wanted me to join the open team, the senior team. One of them is my friend by name Big Tom. We nickname him Big Tom, a giant guy. His real name is Roch. His real name is Riek Roch, and his cousin called Mustafi. Mustafi, his real name is Pech Yonis. Those 2 guys took me from the coach, and they came and give me some other training skills. Big Tom taught me how to play in the center. He taught me how to move in the zone as a big man. And Mustafi showed me how to shoot. Mustafi was a good shooter, and Big Tom was a big man. So the 2 of them took me very seriously because they lacked a big man in their team. So they wanted me to come to the big team, play with them, assist them. That's why even those who knows me during my days in basketball, they will notice that I was very good at defending I was a very good defensive player. Rebounding and defending was my best game, and I got those technique from Victor, because they knew I'm very new and I'm very junior, and they wanted me to play with the big team. So the only strength they saw in me was that I was a jumper. I used to jump higher. So they wanted me to collect the ball for them. They wanted me to assist them with the defense. That is it. That's the job they gave me. They trained me like that. And if I get the ball in the zone, they want me just to shoot. Nothing else. So after those drills and training every day, I became part of the orphanage team. And I started to join competition, UN competition. Sometime we came to down countries, we play. We came to Nairobi here. But those are not games that I can say it was professional games. Until when, in 2007, I returned to South Sudan.
South Sudan, yeah.
And then from South Sudan, I joined teams like, the first team I joined was Upper Nile team. I played for Upper Nile in 2007. We went to Madden. We participated in Sudan interstate competition, high school interstate competition, which they call Doro Madrasia. I was selected. I was a returnee, a refugee from East Africa, but a player at the same time. I was selected and joined the team. We went to Madden. We play 4 games and we managed our way to final. And luckily, we took the championship against Al Jazeera. That was the time I got exposed to the court, to the people, to the basketball. Many people get to know that I'm a player, and many teams also and clubs approach to sign a contract with me, which I turned down because I was a returnee going back to the country, and those clubs mainly based.
You didn't know more.
Based, yeah, I didn't know. I don't know. Even the language was a problem, was a challenge. So I told them, no, I cannot make it because the teams that want me was teams from Khartoum and Madeni clubs. So I don't know how I can live in Khartoum by then. So I refused, and I decided to come back. We were celebrated upon our arrival in the state, Upper Nile, and then the state trust me. I was one of the team. Whenever there's game, like those CPA competition, they used to call me. I joined the team, I play for the team Upper Nile. In 2008, I moved to Juba. When I moved to Juba and joined the University of Juba, I became one of the players of the university team. And with time, I was also nominated as a team captain. I played for the University of Juba until 2009, and then the Bilfarm Warriors team, a army team from Bilfarm, came and took me and recruited me in their team. So from there, I was recruited as a surgeon in the army, but I was allowed to be in the school. I only attend training, games, but they pay me. They used to pay me, and that was the time I started to earn money out of this game. And that was the time I started to realize that this game is a good game and it can benefit me something. I started to work hard to make impact, to improve myself. Until 2011 was when I was also again selected after a competition and joined the national team.
The national South Sudan basketball.
South Sudan national basketball main team.
Yeah.
So that's how I made it.
Mr. Honorable, based on the basketball team selection and the activities that they are running right now, we know that they are going the best. They recently qualified for FIBA World Cup qualifiers in basketball, and there are also some criticism that the selection is not being done well, right? And we have some claims that only those ones from abroad, Australia, USA, Canada, are the ones who are being considered, and those from Europe are the ones who are playing basketball team. So, what is your understanding of that?
Yes, this is also another good conversation that I would like to share with you. I also came across those allegations and complaints that the selection of the team is not done correctly, and that there is a lot of discrimination, and there is that situation. And the players from within the regions are not participating in the national team. What I can say on that specific issue is that this game of basketball, and not only in basketball, the sport in general, it's difficult to find out that there is discrimination, especially when the team is performing, because it will come to your understanding that the objective of the team or even the country is to make sure that the team win. If the team is winning and they are succeeding, even if they are sons and daughters of the one person, you know, many people will think it is okay. People like me don't see it the way other people see it. It's opposite. I only see that our brother Luolde have done all his level best to make our country great and to even make a name for our country using sometimes his own resources. I did not see it negatively that the players were selected from abroad, or the players may have come from certain, maybe one community or not. And one of the reasons is that if the team is winning and succeeding, so what else do we need? I dispute that, and there is nothing like discrimination in the team or basketball in our country. If you look at the names, because I believe you have the current rosters, the current roster, or the current list of the players, you will find that the players came from various communities within our country. The names are so different. Names like Kwal, name like Nunu, Umot, people like Gatkwal, and other names. You know, if you look at the names alone, you look at those names critically, you'll find that this team is diverse. And that only can convince you before you move around and beat around the bushes. So according to me, the team, the current team that is representing us is diverse. And the reason why the selection is made outside the region is because of two reasons. Number one, the president of the basketball federation, who is Bonde, is looking for the best players who can make a name and start to pave way for the players and for the country. And then later on, after those players find a way like they are done, then they will come now to the local players. That is one. Another reason is that the exposure those who are selected, those who are now players of the national team, are players from different clubs in Europe, in Australia, and USA. And we all came to know them through internet and media. Through media, because their games are broadcasted, the games are covered, like what you are doing now. But there are no those chances. There are not those chances in our country. Even good players have no exposure. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows their game because they are not exposed. They play a good game, but they don't. That game don't go to media, and people don't see their potential. So you cannot blame someone like Lualde for that reason. And I believe those are some of the reasons why most of the players came from abroad. Most of the players came from abroad and they represent us. And if they are representing us responsibly as they are doing, I think it is good. Like me, I'm happy with the team. Even during our time, I think we were only four players. The first South Sudan national team. Only 4 of us were from Juba, from South Sudan, and the region here. Majority of the players came from abroad, from the US, because they have got that talent, they have got that skill, because they went to those advanced countries where they were having those facilities that made them become best players. So generally, what I want to say about this is that yes, there is need to involve the local players and the players within the region. I can tell you, I have one of my homeboy, I can say like that. A boy or a guy, I can say is my product. A boy who came up and became one of the best players in the region here through my coaching, through my advices, through my mentoring. He's one of the best now in Kenya. Not only in Kenya, East Africa. And he's not one of the team, he's not selected. And I'm not blaming the management of the national team for not selecting him, because the team and the players selected and representing us are succeeding. They are making us pro. They are winning. So what do I need? What I do is to keep encouraging him to play more, even harder than before. And then not only to look at joining the national team, let him join other big clubs. When he's in those big clubs, the national team will get him from those clubs through media, and he will be selected. So I want our local players and players within the region to work very hard, not to give up. That the team is comprised and is a combination of sons and daughters and players from abroad. They are all South Sudanese. Just work hard. Work hard, you will find your way first to those countries. Yeah. And then from there you get your chance. Or you will be identified. Your talent will be captured within the country. And you will be recommended and join the team and show your talent. Don't give up. Sport is one of the best you can do to change your life. That's what Kenyans are doing here in Kenya. You find the youth right now in Kenya, they thrive in sport. And when they thrive in sport, they support other youth. That's what generally youth can do. To avoid defending on leaders, avoid blaming leaders for not making our country better place. Let them use their time right now. With the little resources they have, let them make sure that they work hard personally, at the personal level, to emerge as a player, as a big player. Then you make a name by yourself. Then after that, the country will see you and you represent it. That's what I can say about it. So I want them to work hard.
Okay, you know, it seemed like it was a great journey and something that you could have earned out of it.
Sure.
Could have earned you a lot and could have also changed a lot of life with it. So what happened is that you left it and joined politics without the talent being worn out.
Yeah, actually it is sad, and it is one of our darkest story that led me join the politics. I was not a politician before 2013, and what I used to do was playing, studying, and doing my other side hustles like businesses, small businesses around. I don't have time for politics, and I was not interested to join it. But come the incident of 2013, you may not know, but many of my friends might have heard about that. I was a victim and a survivor of 2013 incident. Many of my friends and young boys and cousins whom I have tried my level best to nurture and bring up were murdered. They were killed.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed. And that was what made me join politics. After I made my way out of the country through the assistance and help of one of my team player and team friend, a Dinka by origin, who maneuver me out of the country. And then I've decided to join. And I decided to join in the opposition, fighting the regime. And the objective was that the regime targeted civilians, whom I was very aware of that. I was one of the civilians targeted, and those that I know were not politicians, young boys who does not know anything about President Kiir or Dr. Machar were targeted. So I joined politics on that basis.
So your reason of joining politics was to change the mentality?
Yes, the reason of joining the politics was to work hand in hand with those individuals and groups who have the idea of changing a system that targets our own citizen to a system that is fair, a system that is that can make South Sudan a better home for each and every citizen.
And then in 2016, at the age of 32, you were nominated, yeah?
Yes.
As the
County Commissioner.
County Commissioner
of Lang, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Then you served for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were the challenges that you encountered? And what can you be proud of?
Yes. I have encountered a lot of challenges. Nominating itself was a challenge because I have never been in the leadership position since. I used to be busy, as I told you earlier, that when I was in the school, I was a player, active player, playing for a club that paid me. I always attended practices, games. I don't miss them because that was a source of my life sometime.
Yeah.
That's where I got my money, my future also. I don't want to miss my classes. I was busy. So those activities deny me from participating in leadership activities like with the association, with other things that can expose me to leadership. But come 2016, other people who saw me, I don't know what they have seen in me, but they say, seeing this chance is going to the community where Kech belongs, let us give him that position. I don't know how they trust me, But they came up with that, and I was nominated. It was a challenge in the first place because some of my friends also don't even know that I will make it, even myself. But I was having a little trust on myself because I know how I conduct myself. I know that I have also faced a lot of challenges, that this job is not going to be that a problem to me. So I went through it, I encountered a lot of problems. The very first challenges that I faced was that there was conflict between the communities, between people of Bulang, where I was appointed as a commissioner, and people from Akobo West and Akobo East, which is the current Akobo County.
Yeah.
Those people were in conflict, the Low Nuer and the Jikai Nuer. And the commissioner was removed because of that incident. So I was brought in to solve the problem. It was itself a challenge in the first place. People wanted to do a rebellion. People of Bulang were displaced, and when I was brought in as a commissioner, they wanted to rebel against the people of Low Nuer who came during the dry season for grazing and for the search of water. So what I told them in the first place is that I'm a young person, a new commissioner, so I don't want you to rebel against your brothers. So please allow me to try my level best. I was brought to solve the problem. I was not brought to incite you, to ignite the problem, no. So they allow me to have dialogue with those people. I talked to their leaders. One of the leaders by then was late Kwang Rambang.
Okay.
He's a very good guy, a very good leader. We worked together. We managed to solve that problem, and there was no crisis, there was no problem. That was my first challenge I faced upon my appointment. Other challenge was leading people who are so hostile, youth who are so hostile, elders who have a lot of skills, other intellectuals within the county also who are highly educated and know what to do was another challenge. But I managed through working with them. The first thing I told them is that I need you to work with me. I need you to unite. If in case there's any problem, you share with me. And in case of any decision I'm taking, I will make sure that I call all of you. So that strategy helped me a lot. I managed to be a commissioner, one of the longest commissioners of that area, through working with people. So actually, I can say it as when I was a commissioner, I was not leading. The people were leading me.
Yeah, that's a good example. That's a good example. One of your activities, you tried also to regulate the dowry payment. Yeah.
Yes.
But we realized that it didn't work. What was the challenge? What was the main challenge that made it not to pass or maybe succeed?
Yes. I try all my level best to regulate the dowries, the issues related to marriage, because they have been causing a lot of insecurities in the area. I wanted to intervene as a leader, and the only step I took was to call the elders and the chief, the traditional leadership, and the former leaders, the elders of the area, came and asked them, how best can we make sure that this rise in the dowries is minimized. I narrated to them the challenges that the rise of the dowries have caused us in the counties, and how best it can be if they are regulated or reduced in terms of the security and the social welfare of the people. What defeated me was the response from the elders. They have responded a lot, but one thing I remember was very hard to handle was the issue of poverty, the issue of the lack of food, the shortage of food within the community. They clearly told me that they don't have any problem with the authority regulating the dowries, as long as the same authority will be able to sort out this issue of food. Because what forced people to demand high dowries or many cows is because girls are only considered as a source of income in the level of the family. You have a girl, you need 40, 30, 50 cows to make sure that you are able to give some to your relatives and you remain with some. And then you improve your livelihood and the livelihood of your people around you. That one convinced me. I was convinced because I was seeing the situation until now. Not only in Wulang, across the country, the issue of food shortage is the cause of the high demand of the dowries. Because our people don't have where to go, they don't have incomes. So the only hope for them is when you have a girl, a mature girl, someone come, you demand many cows. Use some of the cows for your own benefits and some to your relatives. Because I cannot afford to provide that service to the people, so I stopped advocating for that. And that was where I failed to do the regulation.
Yeah. Yeah, actually it was a great challenge, as everyone knows. So then after that you were nominated as the State
Minister of Parliamentary and Legal Affairs.
Yeah. So you're working on it right now?
Yes.
Yeah, that's where you serve.
Yes, yes.
So what is your vision about South Sudanese youth?
I was nominated to serve initially by the party and comrades and community as a minister at the level of the state. And that ministry that was allocated to the constituencies that I came from was the Minister of Parliamentary and Legal Affairs. And I accepted that. Again, it came the same way I was nominated as a commissioner. It was not my wish to participate or to be a minister at the level of the state at this juncture. But I was also nominated and told to represent people there. I accepted it, I went. That was where I got accident. I joined hand with my comrades from the party I belong and from other parties. We managed to start to go to Upper Nile for the first time after many years of conflict as a team comprised of parties from the unity government. The hope, you said, and the vision of the youth within the ministry I have is that this ministry has a lot of things to do with youth. It is the ministry that does the program of the youth parliament, where the youth can be equipped to be future parliamentarians, starting from when they're still in high school. When I was appointed as the Minister of Parliamentary, I feel I can make some impact through this ministry, and many youth can benefit out of that.
Yeah.
But the challenges that are facing our country right now are very many. The fees that has been signed, the fees that we are implementing right now is lacking funding. And if it is lacking funding, even the institution also lack funding. And if the institution have no funding, it is impossible to carry out the projects and programs that can benefit youth.
That's great. There's a reason why we asked that question. You know, since 2013, we have had a lot of issues with youth. We have seen our brothers, most of them go to Libya and then use what we call desperate journey, move to Europe, and abroad. And we have never seen them reacting to that.
That is a big question, and I'm aware of that. The crisis in 2013 has caused us a lot. Even myself, those who were like me in Juba, because I used to be with many young people, as I told you before. 2 of them have gone to Europe through desperate journey. Luckily, they made it. They are now in Europe. One of them didn't make it. It is a situation that I'm very aware of it. And why I say it is a big question is because this is a question to be answered by people like our president or by presidents and other senior government officials in our country. Yes, I'm part of the same government, but there are limitations for someone like me to speak on these critical issues. The youth in South Sudan are suffering, even after the signing of the peace. There is no war as it was before. The war has stopped. But again, there is no food, there's hunger, there's a lot of hunger, economic crisis. Jews are not able
to tolerate that. That's what made youth choose those dangerous journeys. If you can remember, those who were beaten in Morocco, on a level Libya, Morocco, Libya, other part of the world, the majority of the youth are South Sudanese. South Sudanese who fail to, South Sudanese who consider themselves fail in life and wanted to look for greener pastures in Europe and other places. Because before there was war, the country was not safe for the youth to thrive. Again, after peace, there are no jobs, even if you are educated. You want to hustle around, there are nothing. So many of them decided to go through that journey. What I can say about that, not to give you the solution of that as a leader, but what I can say is that
yes, our youth are suffering. And I want those youth to also know that this unity government has a lot of youth within it, inside it. There are many youth who have been given an opportunity to lead. They are currently occupying very sensitive position in the government. It is not like a government of before. There are hopes. There are hopes that maybe anytime soon these youth with the leaders can find a way of making South Sudan a better place for young people. Those that are educated and those who are not.
I want them not to lose hope and start to go through those journeys, which many of them don't make it. It is so dangerous. I don't want them to go that way. Even though they are suffering, I want them to hold on a bit, find other places they can hang around with. Join the feast, those who are implementing feast. Let them join them. Let them join hand with them. Let them hang around. Let them hang around with people until when something good will come. I believe, and I'm hopeful, that the same leaders we have today, which many of our youth lost hope on them are the same people who are working or will make this country great one day. So sad enough, it is sad that our people are losing their life through those journeys. But again, it is also sad that personally, as a minister at the level of the state, I'm unable also to do anything to prevent that because of the limitation.
Okay, Mr. Honorable, about this question of the transition government, the extension, it has brought a lot of commotion within the community, in the youth, and the people of South Sudan. So they're saying that it's not a good thing because they want a total peace, to reign in South Sudan. So why do you think that it's important, and why do you think that the president and the first vice president have extended the transitional government?
This is also another very significant question. I came across those reactions on social media that the extension is not okay because the citizen wanted to go to election and elect new leaders of the country. But there are things that I am seeing will not allow us to go to election if they are not met. Like currently, the security arrangement is not fully implemented. And if the security arrangement is not fully implemented, then the election is next year, 2023, according to the agreement. So you'll find that the parties and the people of South Sudan will not be ready before that time for election. And I believe it is wise for our leaders to sign that roadmap and extend the period. It is good because it will give the parties an opportunity to speed up those chapters which were not implemented. It will give them an opportunity now to correct themselves and work for the benefit of the country because the citizens are tired of the government. So this extension will give them a time and a chance to try. I believe that 2 years extension is not a long time. It's not too much. It is short. If they are not serious, that time will also get them unprepared. So I want our citizens to be patient on that, and I want our youth to also be patient, and I want to discourage them from negatively involved in social media, anything in our country. I want them to concentrate on fostering ways of unifying themselves as children of the nation, coming together, working for the benefit of the country. So the extension is good because it will give the parties an opportunity to prepare for the best election. Look now, if we are to go to election and the election is not successful, let's say if the election caused another problem, another crisis, what is the benefit that the citizen will get out of that? Just because they want to rush to the election, because they are tired of the system, people rush to the election up in a time and a situation like before. So what is the benefit of it? So I think it is not okay. It is not good to rush and go for election if the parties are not prepared for it. Let them prepare themselves for it. Let them go to election and let them be responsible for the outcome of the election.
So what if, what the election will be then next year?
Yes. not according to the agreement, the election is supposed to be there in 2023, but now it is not going to be there because the agreement has been extended for another two more years.
So that means they will agree to plan for election.
Yes.
And then what if the parties, the same parties, which are claiming that they are not ready, what if they are going to be not to be ready again?
That will be the time the citizen will have the say now.
Yeah, because you know what we are afraid of is this issue repeating itself. Now maybe after 2 years there will be another extension of the transitional government.
I believe.
Then after that there will be another.
I'm sure.
We will live under a transition government extension.
I'm sure after 2 years there will be no any excuse for any party in South Sudan. Because they are not going to replan. The plan is already there. It is only that they are not committed to implement. Because of what they said, so many challenges that are facing them.
Okay.
You know. So I don't think they will have an excuse on that time. So let's hope that after 2 years, we will go for peaceful election. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Honorable. And we very much appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, for all those things that you have talked. They are sensible, and we appreciate that. We will try to follow that and be in touch with you.